Good screaming, good screaming. Hello, Stuart. Hello, Monkey. Hi, Botan. Drizzen. Hi, how are you? Good morning. Joshua, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Yes, if you guys are on YouTube and watching us on YouTube, you do need to make sure you have your chat on live chat, because if it's on top chat, you will miss out on some good conversation. Yeah, see? Thanks, Monkey. Thanks for putting it out there. Oh, Shelly's happy splatter day. Happy splatter day. I hope everyone's having a good day. I do. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday. It's the last day of the weekend. Hi, Ressing. How are you? How is everybody doing? Blood and Bruise. Good morning from California. Oh, it's probably nice and warm there, isn't it? Not here. Not in Alberta, Canada. It's not. Not at all. But it's the start of our winter. Can't complain too much. I mean, I guess I could. I could really fucking complain. But I won't. And we are actually streaming on numerous platforms today because it's Coffee Chat of Horrors. Coffee Chat of Horrors gets simulcasted on everything. I'm like Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I put that shit on everything. So we are on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok. Yeah. Hi, Bat Boy. How's Detroit doing? Doing geology schoolwork. Oh, gosh. Is it fun? Is it interesting? Good morning, Macabre. How are you? Good morning, Reaper. How are you? I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. If this is your first time seeing a Coffee Chat of Horrors, you're in for a real treat. And I say that because we deep dive into horror movies. And I don't just pull things off the internet. Anybody can do that. Anybody can copy and paste. However, I take my time and watch movies, directors' commentaries, interviews. I read some interviews depending if the film has been put in Fangoria. And I have just about almost every Fangoria from the 80s, because that's when I was collecting, was from the 80s into the 90s. Hello, Trades. How are you? It's not fun. I wouldn't think so. Hello, Petroball. Hello. So normally how Coffee Chat of Horrors goes is we have our morning right here. We shit. We don't shit. We sit here, we chit chat, we have some coffee, and then we get the CCOH going by switching our scene. You are more than welcome to ask questions. You're more than welcome to chat amongst yourself. I will answer them. If you have a question pertaining what I'm talking about, please highlight your message. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, you can @ me. I love Blood and Bruise. I grew up on Fangoria magazine. For myself, I would sell newspapers for a living as a child and go down and buy Fangoria. Fangoria was only like $5 back in the day. Now, children can't be affording that shit unless they got like a 6-figure income. But yeah, Fangoria was my go-to magazine for eons, and I still have a shit ton of them. I have the Freddy vs. Jason, Hellraiser, all of them, like from the 80s. Now, mind you, they were in the 70s, but hello, Monkey. How's everybody? Got a copy of the coffee table. What? Nice. Jaegerbomb, welcome. Thank you so very much for the follow. Welcome to Coffee Chat of Horrors. Hopefully everything is working well. Stream is looking good. I appreciate the follow. All of our regular sounds are off today, guys. So quick little rules of Coffee Chat of Horrors. All sounds are off. All channel points are turned off. So there really isn't going to be any noise making. There's be a couple of noise making, but if you're looking for the channel points to troll me, which I love being trolled by you guys, they don't work today. Streamloo cards don't work today. Aren't they trying to bring it back via Patreon? Well, they have Fangoria. It's just really expensive now. Like Fangoria in my country, it's almost, what is $120, $130 for 4 magazines? That shit's expensive. I get Rue Morgue for cheaper. Hi, Idis. You made it just in time. That you did. Yes. Fangoria is they closed down and then they restarted again, right? And they restarted, I want to say about 5 years ago. I mean, I'm not really sure. I know about 5 years ago. No, Rue Morgue has been going all the time. Now, I have no idea, macabre. I know Rue Morgue has been going. It's a Canadian one. It's out east, and it's our Canadian horror. So there's that. Yeah. And I want to go over quick rules. Sounds are off, skill points are off. There will be a disclaimer because we are talking about horror movies. Some people will stumble upon this stream and not realize what the hell we're talking about. And, well, there will be a disclaimer playing here in just a moment. We're just going to let everybody fill in so I can say good morning. I hope everyone's having a good morning. I hope your Saturday night was good. What did I watch Saturday night? I finished The House of Usher. Has anybody else been watching The House of Usher? If you're not watching it, do watch it. Watch it. I'm going to tell you to watch it. Edgar Allan Poe. It's based on Edgar Allan Poe. And I mean, come on, who didn't read Edgar Allan Poe growing up? I know I did. I paid $19.79 for a copy of Fangoria. Yeah, that's $20. I remember back in the day, it was like $5. Oh my goodness, Botan. Thank you so very much for sacrificing your soul. I don't think oh my Lord. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My bot is not on. I completely forgot to turn my bot on. Oh, Botan, now you know. I want to tell you something here. Your name, since you have now sacrificed your soul to the Horde, your name goes on my coffin, which is right here. Now, it's really hard to see because this coffin is blue, but on screen it shows black because I'm black and white. Hello, Donnie. How are you? So now you can say to the world, you have your name on some strange woman's box, because technically this is a box. It's in the shape of a coffin. Thank you, Joshua. House of Usher was a great watch. I really loved the House of Usher. I did just finish it last night. Heavy and I watched the last 2 episodes. I am definitely going to tell you guys, if you haven't watched it, watch it. Yes, it can be a little bit of a slow starter, but let me tell you, it gets into high gear real fast. Hello, Ben. Right? There, I'll show you your name, Botan, tomorrow. It's really hard to see here because it's black and white. So really hard to see your name, but I promise you it's there. But thank you so very much, Botan. Mwah. I greatly appreciate the fact that you want to send me your hard-earned money. Thank you very much. Gen X, hey, the delay between the streams is actually pretty close. Your internet's probably pretty good as well. I stream on ultra low settings on all platforms. They're all RTMP, unfortunately. YouTube, TikTok, Kick, they're all Twitch, they're all RTMP. However, YouTube has the ability to give you 3 different resolutions, not resolutions, but I guess transcoding, and I have mine on ultra, so hopefully there isn't too much of a delay on the YouTube side of things. Anytime Freddie or Jason was on the cover, it got shoplifted. Yeah, most likely. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that you're happy to be here, Botan. I really appreciate it. You're doing well, Donnie. Happy Spooky Sunday. I am hardlined into the gigabyte connection, so my internet's pretty good. Oh, God dang, internet's pretty... I don't have that kind of shit. Here in my neighborhood, we got some old shit. It's better than dial-up, but we do got some old shit. We don't even have fiber here. Just coming back from Damnation Festival. Oh, nice, Ben. Did you have quite a bit of fun? RC, how are you? Content just being here. Well, I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in, no matter what platform you are watching us on. I am grateful and thankful that you are here with us on your Sunday morning. I say it to you guys every time I stream, but I am very grateful and thankful of your time, because you can spend it anywhere doing anything, but you decide to come here, whether you chat in here and hang out with us or you lurk and work away. I'm very appreciative of your time. I think it's good timing. Oh my goodness gracious, Devil Dog. Thank you for being a ghoul. Holy shitball wrestling. Thank you so very much for sacrificing your soul over on the green platform. I'll get in trouble if I say the names, because, you know, Twitch. Wrestling, your name goes upon our sub coffin, and now you can tell the people of the world that you have your name on some strange woman's box. You got to say strange because it makes it sound a little more better. Devil Dog, mwah, thank you very much for becoming a ghoul. Resting, mwah, thank you very much for sacrificing your soul. Now, Resting, I'm going to show you, I will take a picture of this for anybody who has subscribed today and cannot see their name on my sub coffin because we are running black and white. Unfortunately, it makes my coffin look super black and you ain't gonna see any names. Yes, I do have an overlay on top of my camera, but it's my coffee chat of horrors. Dragon's Lair, how are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Spend $1,000 on Full House Wi-Fi web and spend $9 on 50 meters of Ethernet cable and staples. And the cable is still 10 times faster. I have a ginormous cable that goes from my box to my computer. I'll be here for a couple hours before I batten down the hatches again. It's fireworks night. Why is it fireworks night in the UK, Shelley? I'm not really sure why it would be fireworks night. All right, let's take a look at what we're gonna bring in. I know you guys are excited. I know this.
ReAnimateHer.
Hello, Anu. Bleeding Edge Tech verse one skinny boy. That's nice. That's nice. All right, let's dive in to Coffee Chat of Horrors. Hopefully, everything works. It didn't switch. My Coffee Chat of Horrors did not switch.
Horror
God damn it.
Entertainment or ReAnimateHer is not responsible for the macabre and horror that you are about to witness. Viewer discretion is advised.
There we go. I think it actually worked. Did you guys were able to see that? I always seem to have issues with my stupid start and my disclaimer for some reason. Ben, you're still driving 5 hours? Oh my God, that is long in the UK. Aren't you guys small? Right? Like the UK is quite tiny. Guy Fawkes night. Oh, it's the 5th of November. I got you. So the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes night, when American teenagers vastly misunderstood what Guy Fawkes stands for. Yes, I know who Guy Fawkes is. I got you. Thank you very much for making that there. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Good morning, my daywalkers. I am ReAnimateHer, your queen of horror. And this is Coffee Chat of Horrors, the only horror show that takes its coffee like it's magic, and that is black. Today's coffee comes from Madrina's Coffee and Espresso Blend Dark Roast. I am not affiliated at the moment or partnered with them. I just like to tell you guys what coffee I am drinking and trying since I love coffee. Today we'll be talking about Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. So slap on that SPF 666, grab a bloody bucket of brains, and enjoy the show. We will be unmasking the horrors of The People Under the Stairs. 1991. The budget of this film was $6 million US. And in the box office, they made an astounding $31.3 million. That is a huge profit. And that was in 1991. So if you were to take a look in today's money with inflation and the increase, that's a lot of effing money. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of fucking money. Thank you, Jim Ventures, for the follow. Welcome to the crypt and welcome to CCOH. You saw that movie a long time ago when the TV show channel Chiller was popular. I love this movie and watched it again a few years later, and I love it just as much. If you have not seen The People Under the Stairs, this is going to be a huge spoiler for you. If you do not want to be spoiled by what I have to say, you may not want to be watching this video if you have not seen People Under the Stairs. I'm going to highly recommend it. Hello, Jim. You remember me from Mixer? Nice. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Hey, Reegs, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. All right. We are going to go jumping into the trailer for The People Under the Stairs. For those of you that have yet seen the movie, for those of you that have seen the movie, well, this trailer should be familiar to you. And we're going to do that right meow. And Boom.
In every neighborhood, there is one house that adults whisper about, and children cross the street to avoid. Now, Wes Craven, creator of A Nightmare on Elm Street, takes you inside.
Something's in there.
We gotta get out of here, Leroy.
All sorts of rumors about what goes on in that house. The police never took it serious.
She's been feeding that thing between the walls again.
Very, very tense about this.
What goes on in this house is a sin. But what goes on under the stairs is a nightmare. Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs.
And that is The People Under the Stairs. Oh, no. We don't want to do that. There we go. There we go. Told you I usually have some weird shit going on when I do my, there's the trailer. We want to get rid of that. All right. So that was People Under the Stairs. It is very creepy and an eerie film. 1991, in the 1990s, there was a lot of great horror movies that were released. And this was one of them. Besides Candyman in 92. No, don't apologize, other guy from Blood and Bruise. Don't. You're here when you are here. Welcome. It is, Scream Factory. Oh my God, if you don't know about Scream Factory has so many amazing films and collector series, and you do need to go and check them out if you haven't. Again, not affiliated. I always remember the kid in Michael Jackson music videos. Yeah. Good morning, Roth. This is one my mom didn't want me to see until I was older. I wonder why, Macabre. Interesting. Anyways, and oh my goodness gracious, Devil Dog, thank you so very much for that super chat right there. Thank you very much. Just saying that Ra is hotter looking, just saying that Ra is the hotter looking Morticia. Well, I greatly appreciate that, Devil. Mwah, thank you. She's definitely one of my role models, someone I try to aspire as. Hello, Mecca. How are you? Okay, in 1991, writer and director Wes Craven unleashed The People Under the Stairs, a thrilling, thought-provoking horror film that was inspired by real-life incidents. Did you know that? It was inspired by a real-life incident. While the movie is famous for its eerie atmosphere and unsettling storyline, there is so much more to it than meets the eye. Join us as we dive deep into the depths of this cult classic and explore its origins, themes, characters, and memorable moments. Now, you heard me say that it was inspired by real life inspiration. And it was. Wes Craven drew his inspiration for The People Under the Stairs from a very chilling event that had happened in 1978 in Los Angeles. Wes has a very loose definition of inspired. That he does. A lot of his films, oh my goodness gracious. Zach, thank you for re-sacrificing your soul for 23 months as a Leviathan. I greatly appreciate it, Zach. I hope you're doing well. Devil Dog, I hope you're doing well as well. A lot of films that Wes Craven has created are loosely inspired or based off real life events. Scream, Serpent and the Rainbow, which we did an old CCOH on, which I'm going to redo again because I found some even better information out there because I was watching the director's commentary that I have with Serpent and the Rainbow. And so we are going to be doing a CCOH on that one. Freddy Krueger was just some dude he saw standing there. Actually, Freddy Krueger was from his nightmares when he was a child, and based on the stories of refugees dying in their sleep from nightmares. That's a whole other CCOH, but we'll be doing that one again as well. Serpent in the Rainbow is another real based and inspired on real life events, Roth. It's a great film. If you haven't seen it, trust me, it's an amazing film. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. Or if you're in my Discord, you can recommend it and we can watch it on a Thursday night like we do every Thursday. We watch horror movies. You're doing good, Zach? I'm glad to hear that. So basically, in Los Angeles, 2 burglars broke into a home only to discover something truly horrifying. The couple who lived in the house had locked their 2 children in the basement. This disturbing incident planted the seeds for Craven's nightmarish tale. In the film, a young boy named Poindexter, aka Fool Williams. So you're going to hear him in the movie. His name is Fool, but his full name is Poindexter Williams. He stumbles upon a house that hides a similar secret, a mansion filled with missing and mistreated children. They are Jordan Peele, Chris Buckley. Yes, Jordan Peele is actually working on a remake of People Under the Stairs. Yep. I read that as well. I haven't heard too much more information on the remake. I do know that it is coming, but other than that, I haven't heard any more. There's no release date. The last time I looked in on it from Jordan Peele, there was no release date, but you know what? Maybe there will be soon. I'd like to see Jordan Peele's take on The People Under the Stairs. Now, this movie doesn't just show creepy, mistreated children. It also explores class struggle and social inequality. If you've seen this film, you know what I am talking about. One of the central themes of this film is the stark divide between rich and the poor, highlighting the injustices faced by marginalized communities. The People Under the Stairs is a commentary on class struggle and social inequality, shedding light on the systematic issues that plague society and that still plague society today. When this film was created, I don't know if Wes Craven really understood the power of this film when he was creating it. I know he always likes to bring something to his films. However, I don't think he realized what this film was bringing to the table. You love Peele and his shorts too? Nice, devil. I like some of Jordan Peele's films, yeah. Like I said, I'm really interested to see what he does with People Under the Stairs. People Under the Stairs is a great film. It's a classic. And I find that a lot of it is underrated because most people have not seen The People Under the Stairs, which I'm just like, how do you not? Have you not seen this? We have a unique protagonist. At the time of its release, the film was notable for featuring an African American protagonist, which did not happen often. No. Young Brandon Adams portrayed a 13-year-old fool, that's his nickname in the film, a character driven by his desire to help his sick mother and keep his family together. This unique choice of lead character added depth and diversity to the horror genre, which, you know, Romero's film, Night of the Living Dead, introduced a African-American lead, basically. And many films after that, there's not many. So in 1991, which I know is not that far away, 1991 reintroduced the idea of having a protagonist of African American descent, and I believe he did that on purpose. Start of the indie film craze. Yeah, the film came out at a time where most horror got absolutely shit on by critics. Oh my God, let's not even talk about those critics. And people wouldn't admit the actual merits of mainstream horror. So you guys remember the, oh God, what is it called? The preview show? Anyway, Siskel and Ebert, they had this show in the 80s. I can't remember the name of it, but they shat upon horror over and over and over again. And it could have been a great film, but they shat all over it. And I disliked those guys. I disliked them growing up when they had their, I can't remember the name of their show, but if you're my age and you would know the show, they literally shat upon every horror movie there ever was. And so many people believed them, and they spewed all this shit at the movies. Was that what it was called? At the movies with Siskel and Ebert. Fuck those guys. Yeah, I said it. Fuck those guys. They have no idea what they're talking about. Siskel, yeah, and Ebert, they definitely were JJ. Definitely. There were so many films that they decided were not worthy because they were horror. And horror had a really bad name for itself in the 80s. You know, horror is nothing like it used to be today. Today, it's mainstream up the yin yang. And I mean, it's super fucking popular. And horror has taken off in ways that we would have never dreamed of back in the 80s. 80s, it was taboo, it was crap, you know, all that jazz. 90s, it was still in the same realm, you know, horror was here compared to action, comedy, drama. Even thriller was a bit higher than horror was. Horror was the dirty dollar bottom bin, you know what I mean? And to society, which is so fucking wrong. It's better than any other friggin' genre out there. Anyways, you know, as it's progressed through the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the late 2000s, now look at us. We have indie films being portrayed everywhere and anywhere, right? So I think it's quite cool to see the progression of horror itself and how amazing and far it has come in decades. Ebert's attempt at making an art house film gave us a Valley of the Dolls too. He can take several seats. I love the film, but not because it's any good. Well, there you go. Hello, Mr. Strange. I'm doing fabulous. Welcome to Coffee Chat of Horrors. We are discussing The People Under the Stairs, Wes Craven's 1991 cult classic. Okay, so there is a, actually, we're going to snooze that ad right there. We're going to snooze that biatch. Yeah, I was born and raised in the 90s, and I was always looking down at my obsession with horror, and now everyone is watching horror. Yeah, basically, when I was a youngin', you know, horror was kind of cool among my friends, but for the most part, not at all. And now it's so cool to watch horror movies. It's just like, you know, all the geeky things that we used to do that we got picked on in school, like reading comics. Yeah, reading horror magazines. They were just as bad as comics to some people because they would make fun of you for being nerdy. And now look at every mofo out there. They jump on the fucking party train. The nerds have been there. We've been there, bitches, before you jumped on our fucking train. We consume media differently these days. You just watch whatever you want, anywhere, anytime. That is so very, very true. Very true. So back to influences of Twin Peaks. Do you oldies know the TV show Twin Peaks and the movie? Right, Botan? Right? We've been on this motherfucking train since the 70s. Hello, Kratos. Do you think maybe the lessening of mainstream Christian belief system? No, I don't believe so, Kratos. I don't believe so, but who knows? Who knows? I just think it's become nobody really gives a shit anymore what you think kind of deal. And I think that's what's going on now with horror and how it's become so mainstream. That is what I think. I honestly believe that, you know, in the 80s, conservative, very conservative kind of lifestyle, right? And I'm not talking politics, guys. I'm talking about conservative. And, you know, even in the 70s and the 80s, Christian values, I really don't know. I didn't grow up Catholic or Christian, so I really can't speak on those values. I do know that there was satanic panic in the 80s that were started by crazy moms, heavy metal music, you know, satanic panic was crazy back in the 80s. And it's kind of strange that we're doing it again now in the late 2000s. But that's a really good question, She Kratos. I want to hear everybody else. So She Kratos asked this question. Do you think maybe the lessening of mainstream Christian belief systems helps squashing horror down into the dollar bin? What are your all thoughts on that? Hello, Joker. How are you, Vivid? I want to hear what do you guys think? Do you think that could have been the reason why? You know? Hello, Dewey. I grew up in the 80s and nerdy comic books. So did I, Dewey. Blood and Bruise. Hollywood definitely taking horror flicks a little more seriously now that Marvel's train is coming to an end. Yeah, they literally drove that train into a brick wall. you know. I say the satanic panic of the 70s and 80s certainly had a cultural impact on the way horror movies, which were getting more graphic, were perceived. Oh, 100%, 100%. I will agree with you on that one. Satanic panic really fucked a lot of things up. Much like D&D became a power nerd activity for decades. Yes, and D&D was also considered to be satanic, all part of that satanic panic. I grew up Catholic, and even shows like Underworld were huge shame discussion if you got caught watching it. So that's interesting, She Kratos. I know in my family, I was raised pagan, but that is my immediate family, my mother, my sisters, myself. However, I have a Roman Catholic side of my family. Only my grandmother was a practicing witch, and she practiced paganism, which I'm a third generation in my family. I won't say my real name, but I'm a third generation. So my grandmother and my mother were both practicing pagans. On the other side of my family were Roman Catholics. So of course, those guys. But they were into horror. So I don't know. I don't know. I never got to experience that side like you did, She Kratos. And you know what? You're probably right. There is probably a mass majority, whether it's the United States or Canada, that played with that Catholic shame for watching horror movies. I'm curious to see what they do with Blade. I don't know. I don't even think Blade's being made anymore. The guy who was supposed to be doing Blade actually walked away, which is quite sad. Macabre, I think the current state of the world has something to do with it. Like superhero movies and horror movies have always been high in the times of uncertainty. Exactly. Look at Nosferatu, 1921, 1922. What was happening in that era? We had a Great Depression. We had people losing money. I'm not talking about the big depression that happened, that the kick of it. We had Nosferatu. Take a look at vampire films and monster movies. Take a look at the era they came out in and compare it to the financial economy of that time. It's very interesting. I know I dive into some silly stuff, but if you go and take a look at horror movies, monster movies that came out in the 1920s and 30s and 40s, take a look at the economy and what the world was going through at that time these movies came out. It's pretty interesting that it corresponds with each other. I don't know, maybe I'll do a video on it and we can actually sit and chit chat about it. But I also think that, think today's world being so politically charged, and horror has always been very political, but it hasn't been political in your face political. And that's what I really love about horror movies. They can still get their message across without slamming it in your face every 5 seconds, where the propaganda of war movies are action movies. Expendables, that's propaganda. You know, I know growing up, we've seen movies that, made Colombians look bad. We've had movies that made the Middle Eastern look bad. All these war movies that we have is all fucking propaganda. Very, very political. And movies themselves have been political. Not just horror movies, but movies as a whole have been political, especially those action war films, Expendables. What are some of the other ones out there? I can't think of. Contra. There's a whole bunch of them. If you go back into like the 70s and the 80s and take a look at them, look who are the bad guys. Now look at our movies nowadays, right? The action nowadays. Who are they painting as the bad guy? Roman Catholic. I had a lot of Christian friends too, and they couldn't even wear pop culture shirts. My troublemaker ass was rocking Buffy and horror merch. That I do, see, Kratos. See, I haven't had that experience, not at all, especially with my Roman Catholic. I do apologize, guys. If you're over on Twitch, there is an ad. They are still moving along with the Crow reboot. Yes, they are. Crow is still going on. I know the Blade reboot, I'm not really sure because the actor did walk away. My take on reboots and remakes is just want new stories in my favorite worlds. Skarsgård is good at creepy vibes. I will say the Skarsgård boys are great. I mean, you had the elder brother in True Blood, Infinity Pool, and then you had the younger one in Villains, which if you haven't seen Villains, I'm going to tell you to go and watch it. No, not Wesley Snipes, Regal. I cannot remember the young actor's name. He is not Wesley Snipes. If anybody knows the young actor's name who is going to be playing Blade in the reboot / remake of Blade, please let me know. Hi, babe. Thanks for the scaring. I appreciate the pancakes. Heavy made me pancakes yet again. Deliciousness. You love the horror film, the silent era? Oh, yeah. Silent films and black and white films from yesteryear have a totally different take, a different class, I want to say. They hit differently. Like, I love watching Vincent Price films like The Tingler. One of my favorites. William Castle is a god of his time, which he doesn't get spoken about enough. He's one of the reasons why we have Amargo, why we have these Halloween haunted sounds and these theatrical effects that happen inside movie theaters back in the day. Hello, Dead Mom. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just trying to waste time for people over on Twitch because I got a goddamn ad. Oh, thank you, Ben. Marshala Ali. I think he's back on the... Oh, okay, so you think he's back. Okay, perfect. Marshala Ali. Thank you very, very much, Blood and Bruise and Ben Grimm, for letting me know who it was. I couldn't remember the young actor's name. It just didn't hit me. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know I read the other day that he walked away. I read this on Twitter. You know, how much can we believe fucking Twitter? Anyways, I read on Twitter that he walked away. I heard that there was been a director change. I heard a lot of crap that was going on. So, I don't know. Not sure if they can pull off a Crow remake. I'm hoping it's not a remake. I'm hoping it's like an extension, basically bringing in the comic book and copying the comic book. I heard it's supposed to be more true to the comic than it was to be the original films. And I don't think you can really remake The Crow. The Crow, the original, hit totally differently. I know I'm off fucking topic, guys. I do apologize. We're going to go right back into it. But we are answering questions and talking in the chat. So please feel free to be chatty, talk, ask questions. I want to hear your input, opinions. This is not a show where everyone shuts the fuck up and I just talk. I want to hear your opinions. I want to know what you think about things. We ask these questions. We have horror discussions for this whole reason. McFarlane should get a guest writer he's worked with before for a Spawn remake. Unfortunately, it definitely won't be Neil Gaiman. I agree with you, Gen X. Definitely. Todd and Neil don't fuck with each other, which is why Angela is in Marvel now. Oh, really, Gen X? I don't know much. I don't know much about comics and Marvel and DC. I really don't know which characters are which or anything like that. So don't hate me. It's just not my thing. Good morning, Crazed. You just watched The People Under the Stairs 2 days ago. It's a fabulous movie, Crazed. Fabulous movie. I hope you're doing well, Crazed. That Pennywise guy is the new Crow. So Skarsgård, Bill, right? It's Bill? This is the younger guy? I'm curious how it will play out, though. Oh, yeah, I will see it regardless, Blood and Bruise. I always have to see that kind of stuff. I know, Riggs, I'm focusing, but I know there was an ad on Twitch, so I was trying to, roll through that fucking ad. My first black and white film as a kid was Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Oh, that's a fucking classic, Dead Mom. That is a classic. Yes, I do love my black and white films. Okay, enough off topic. Okay, so yes, this movie has influences of Twin Peaks. You guys remember the TV show and the movie Twin Peaks? I know for us old people, yeah, we remember that shit. It was good. It was good. So Wes Craven had a specific vision for the film's antagonists and drew inspiration from the actors Robbie and McGill, who had previously appeared in Twin Peaks. He cast them as Mr. and Mrs. Robeson, making for a memorable and terrifying on-screen duo. Did anybody realize that? Did you notice that when you were watching People Under the Stairs? I know I did. And that's where I was watching this again. And I'm just like, I know who and I write down on my friggin' notebook. And I've watched The People Under the Stairs as well as the director's commentary, taking notes in my notebook. Yes, I'm that. I like old school shit, so I write in my notebook. I have numerous notebooks filled with coffee chat of horror notes. And I think you need to go out and see it. Okay, I think they did announce a new Spawn directed by McFarlane. I think Jamie Foxx is cast as Spawn. I hope Jamie Foxx's health can actually do that. It wasn't that long ago that he was admitted to the hospital for several weeks on end with health issues. And I mean, he's young. He's only in his 50s. You've been hiking? Oh, that's great. Wait, they're doing a remake. No, well, there has been a remake in talks. Jordan Peele is he's very enthusiastic about doing a remake of The People Under the Stairs, which I think would be really great. I want to see his version of through his eyes as a black man. You know what I mean? Because Wes Craven is a white man writing about the injustices and inequality of the marginalized society, rich and poor class. So we got to see it from one person's side of view from outside of that culture. And now we're going to see another view on the side from inside that culture. So I'm really interested to see what he comes up with and how he portrays everything. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch the remake by Jordan Peele. My first black and white was The Wolfman Wrestling. That's a fucking classic. I love The Wolfman. Do we know if or when it will come out? No. We heard it's in production. There is no release date as of yet, whether or not it's going to be coming out this year, next year. I'm probably going to say within 2024, maybe pushing it to 2025. Yeah, it's still in the early stages, but I'm definitely wanting to see the influences and what he puts into it, his spin on the film. You know what I mean? Okay, so box office success. This movie in 1991, it was going to either be hit or miss. And this motherfucker hit. Wes Craven had a budget of $6 million. $6 million to do everything he possibly can in this film. And it grossed a very impressive $31 million worldwide. Now, I know today's money, that's nothing compared to what some horror films are bringing in right now. Like, you know, Terrifier, Barbarian, Smile. These films have brought in tons and tons and tons of money. So with this in 1991, with inflation and our money nowadays, you can probably triple that number of 31 million worldwide. And that's worldwide US. It is a pretty good chunk of change. Not going to lie. It is a pretty good chunk of change. I'm not a huge fan of Key and Peele, but I would like to watch that as well. Yeah, some people like Jordan Peele films. Some people don't like his films. And you know what? I like some of his films. I don't really care for his Twilight Zone. I liked Get Out. I enjoyed Get Out, but I'm not really 100% on his Twilight when he did the Twilight Zone. You love classic horror movies, so do I. Wrestling. Today is filled with CGI, which I don't like. I don't care for CGI, dripping CGI films. This is why I still love the horror genre, because for the most part, it's still all practical effects sprinkled in with some CGI. A lot of Marvel films have a fuck ton of CGI, and I just can't get with it. Maybe that's why I don't like them. I don't know. I'm not I feel like I always pick kindness over the art, regardless of the art. Ben Templesmith is so nice and cute. My favorite comic artist too. Anywho, sorry, nerd rambles. Don't be sorry. Nerd ramble away. We are nerds here. This is our geekdom. We are allowed to be what we want to be here. You too, you love the classics, SFX. Yeah, it's just, that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from and my cosplays. So I recently did Valak from The Nun. I pulled up a picture of Valak and I painted my face with hope that it was going to come out good. And I thought it came out fucking amazing. Nope. Isn't bad. I haven't seen Nope, Macabre. Hello, how are you doing? Hubby and I have a scratch off horror movie poster, and our next movie to watch is Get Out by Peele. Nice, Craze. I hope you enjoy it. I understand, not a fan of Marvel movies. Yeah, I'm not a fan of any Marvel movies. Hi, Carlos. How are you? I loved Us by Jordan Peele. I haven't seen Us or Nope. I just haven't seen those. I have a long list of movies. Your Valak was dope. Thank you very much, Dead Mom. There is a very iconic line in The People Under the Stairs. And has a very chilling opening line. And the film is famous for its chilling opening line. In every neighborhood, there is one house that adults whisper about and children cross the street to avoid. That is the line from the film, and it's iconic. It really is. This line sets the eerie tone for the entire movie and perfectly encapsulates the unsettling premise, which it does, because we do know in every neighborhood there is that one house that we all whisper about. There is. I know I had one in my neighborhood growing up. Maybe, I don't know about today's society. I don't know. I'm hoping my house is that house that people whisper about because of what it looks like on the outside. My house is very nice looking on the outside. However, I decorate it very horror-ish. I've got hanging baby doll heads. I've got ripped off baby doll heads. I've got skulls buried underneath my stairs that pop out. I have that yard that is just a spooky yard, 365. So sometimes I kind of hope I'm that whispered house, you know? Kids love my house, though. Nope was not what I expected. Oh, really, Dead Mom? Yeah, it's on my list. So you still haven't seen Us? Is it good? I heard Us is good. I heard Nope is good as well. Yeah, Blood and Bruise. I'll take a picture of the outside of my house so you guys can kind of see what I say. I bury things underneath my stairs, so when you're walking up my steps, you can kind of see and make out that they're skulls. On Halloween, I put a strobe light underneath there so you can, you know, at dark, so you can see them. It's fun. It's fun. Peel still hits the mainstream crowd. Gotta bring it to fresh eyes. Yes, definitely Roth. I like the offbeat Marvel movie Blade, Logan, Deadpool, and Wolverine. She Kratos. I enjoy those films as well. I will never watch a Peel movie. I don't like them. Hey, not to each their own, right? Art is subjective, and horror movies and movies in themselves is art. Not everyone's gonna like what I like. Not everyone's gonna like what you like, and there'll be some directors that we just don't mesh with. Right? I like how Roach helped Alice and Fool out. He cracked me up. Right? Yeah. I loved his portrayal. And we have some information on Roach as well. If you guys don't know who Roach is right on the screen right now, right over here. Laugh my ass off in my neighborhood at the end of a cul-de-sac. The house had an old ice cream van in the yard, and everyone said that bad children would get locked in there. Oh my Lord. It would be boring if everyone liked the same thing. 100% Devil Dog, 100%. I like their short of substitute teacher, and that was about it. Gotcha. That's the great thing about the world. Things are subjective for everyone. It's what makes us all unique. I agree 100%, Dead Mom, 100%. We are diverse humans. We are different. We have different cultures, different looks, different movies, different everything, different food. And it's you know what? We're not going to like everything. We're just not. We're not going to like everything. And that's just the way it is. Controversy and banning. Yes, this film was banned and had controversy. Why, you may be asking yourself, what the fuck happened in this film to make it be banned? I'm going to get to that. Due to its graphic violence and disturbing content, the people under the stairs faced bans in some countries where it was considered too controversial for public viewing. This censorship only added to its reputation as a boundary-pushing horror film. And in some countries where dictatorship was running rampant, this film touched on topics that were super close to where the governments did not want people seeing. Okay. You got to remember 1991 was a different time, especially around the world. And there were a few countries that banned it because of its political view, or how it shows the differences between the rich class and the poor class, between marginalized communities as well. And well, you know, people did not want to, you know, some places did not want that to be shown, and they did not want the ending to be shown either, where, you know, I don't want to ruin the ending if people haven't seen it yet. Anyways, but that was the controversy and banning behind this film, which I didn't understand. I still don't understand why ban it, but I gather if you don't want your people uprising, you're going to ban it in your country. It's also, this film is really great for challenging the American dream. We all know, I live in Canada. I was born and raised in the States, moved to Canada in my 20s. I've spent half my life in the US, half my life in Canada. And majority of my life in Canada now. And we all have been taught the American dream. You come to America to succeed, the white picket fence, the beautiful house, the husband and wife and 3 fucking children and the goddamn dog, and everyone's happy and making money and no one's poor, right? Well, this film serves as a commentary on the dark underbelly of the American dream, questioning the idea that anyone can achieve success and security in a society filled with systematic injustices. It is injustices on every level. It's not just black and white. It's not just about race. It's also about class. So it's about the rich, the middle class, the poor, the race. It's a little bit of everything. And this film touches on numerous topics, and it doesn't push it down your throats. If you've never seen this film before and you're listening to what I'm talking about and you're like, well, I don't want to really watch that movie. It's so fucking political. The movie is very well made. And when you first watch it, you may not see that, right? Unless you watch Coffee Chat of Horrors and then go in with that kind of frame of mind that you've already know what's going on. But it takes a couple of watches to understand what the movie is portraying, especially if you've seen this movie in your younger years. Most people like myself who've seen this in theaters in 1991, I didn't notice any of that. Do you know what I mean? It was a horror movie for me. It was eerie, it was creepy, and it's something that could actually happen to you. At that young age, I wasn't thinking about the injustices of the rich, the poor, or race. Not at all at that age. I was 16. Like, It wasn't until much later did I rewatch it after being an adult in the world and seeing from my own experiences the world view. Did I watch this and it really hit me like, oh, wow. Yeah, fuck. It touches on numerous topics that are present and prevalent today. When Daddy ran around in his leather, yeah. Do you know in the movie they were just credited as a man and woman? Why live that dream? That sounds gross. But that is the American dream. You come to America to succeed. You have the white picket fence, the lovely house, the 3 kids, the husband and wife, and everyone has a car and everyone's all rich and happy. It's not so true. You have more poor than you do rich. That's why they say 1%. Hello, LK. How are you? It is a very good movie. Have you not seen The People Under the Stairs, LK? I was confused about one aspect. Was the couple a couple or brother and sister? They were a couple. Oh, that was just nasty when he was in that leather. Yeah, who can remember that? I remember that. I mean, I just recently watched The People Under the Stairs again for like the 4th time, so I definitely remember that. Not a good vision. I was a toddler in 91. My first horror movie didn't happen until I was like 4. I blame my older brothers for that. Most of us got to see our first horror movies under the age of 6. I was 5. Yeah, seeing them as an adult, we see them from a different angle, like Kubrick films. Exactly, Roth. We definitely do. I still need to see it. Okay, so guys, go and make sure you put this on your list. The People Under the Stairs. It is great. It is by Wes Craven. You'll enjoy it. And now you'll know a little bit more about it. So when you see it, you may actually be like, oh, I get that. Yeah, I see that. But yes, definitely as an adult, you see things differently now. You see things through the lens of an adult, someone who's grown up and who's gotten that experience. When I seen this film in 91 in the theaters, I did not get the social commentary. Maybe the adults did in the room, maybe, but I did not. And like I said, it wasn't until later on did I actually get to see that social commentary, see what this movie was really about. Tubi has it right now. So AmericanTubi.tv has The People Under the Stairs. Okay, I heard someone in the movie say they were brother and sister. I think Alice, so I was so confused. Well, their relationship is supposed to make you confused, crazed. Their relationship is okay. So the relationship between mommy and daddy is to make you feel uncomfortable about their dynamic. Okay. And I think Wes Craven did a great job with hitting that. You're not sure. Are they brother and sister? Is this incest? Are they husband and wife? Like, what the fuck are they? Are they a little bit of everything? And he wanted that feel. He wanted that eeriness to make you really like your skin fucking crawl kind of deal. I move so fast, faster than Ghost on Stab Cindy. Nice. Sydney. Awesome, LK. Haven't seen this since it came out a long time ago. Duran, I think it's best you go and watch it. My first horror, if you classify it as a horror, which scared the shit out of me, was Alien. I was 5. Alien is a sci-fi horror, 100% a horror movie, 100%. What was everybody's first horror movie here? I want to hear about it. So you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, you're on Twitch, you're on Kick. What was your first horror movie that you can remember? Doesn't have to be like, at 5, when you remember your first horror film. It's definitely worth seeing again since Scream Factory released its remastered, so we get updated remaster on the streaming services like Tubi. Hell yes, we do. Hell yes, we do. Craven did an awesome job making me feel uncomfortable. He did. JJ over on YouTube says Phantasm. Cujo for your 7th or 8th birthday. Nice, Crazed. That's awesome. Cujo from Monkey Van Meowerton. I am 35 years old, so yeah, it took me a while to catch up on some movies. That's okay. That's all right. You know what? It's better late than never, you know what I mean? And I don't even consider that being late. You find horror and you dive into it when you find it, right? You're so old you can't remember. You're not that old. I think it was Once Bitten. Oh my God, that's with Jim Carrey, right? But the first thing I ever laid my eyes on was Thriller. Who didn't see Thriller, the music video on MTV when you were growing up? Like, who didn't dance to that shit? Oh, Duran, your childhood. My childhood horror movie was, I was terrified. Cujo and Halloween 5. So Cujo scared I look at St. Bernard's differently nowadays because of Cujo. So I definitely get that, Regal. Definitely get it. The House That Dripped Blood. Nice, Steven. Ben, first was Evil Dead 2. Dad rented it when I was in 5th grade. The skull cover stays in the back of my head. Ooh, that is definitely a good one, Ben. Definitely a good one. Good old Michael Jackson. Hello, Dahi. How are you? Good morning. How is your weekend treating you? She Credo says Evil Dead at 7 for me. I was very mentally broken from the tree scene. That tree scene was scary as fuck, She Credos. Zach with The Shining. This is why I miss old UHF channels. Nice. Yeah, good old Michael Jackson. I was obsessed with Thriller. And the making of Thriller. Thriller was great, and the way they made it was pretty friggin' awesome. Botan, I was like 6 years old and woke up in the middle of the night to Ghost Ship. My mom was watching it, and I just sat up watching it with her. My mom eventually noticed and was like, I don't think you should be watching this. Then we watched 13 Ghosts. Nice. Very awesome, Botan. Great memory. I think the first horror movie that I remember being scared of was Silver Bullet. Oh, that's a classic, Dahi. Classic. Love werewolf films. My first horror films was Friday the 13th, It's The Shining, and I believe there was an interview with a vampire. That's all when I was about 4 and 5. Nice, LK. Being raised in the 80s where we were freaking spoiled, Macabre. We definitely were. We had the best of times if you grew up in the 80s and the 90s. I had a nightmare after watching Halloween 5 for so long. I was afraid of Michael Myers. You remember it to this day. Michael was scary, man. Seeing Halloween and how he lurked in the shadows. And, even as an adult, even as a kid, you're looking down the hallway and you think you might see something, but you're not really sure. And then you're like, fuck that. I ain't going down there. Michael was scary, and I say was. He was really scary, especially back in the day. Just finished up whipping up some lime cilantro hummus. That sounds delicious. My mom raised me as an 80s kid, so I don't know why I was raised like a 90s kid. The first movie that actually scared me wasn't a horror movie. It was Watership Down. I've never seen that. Anybody else see Watership Down? Think of mentioned before as a kid, it was Helter Skelter that scared me the most. The fact that there were really people in the world evil enough to kill a pregnant woman. That is scary in itself. Definitely, Zach. And then it's definitely frightening, especially growing up in that time. That happened in the 70s. We grew up in the 80s learning about Helter Skelter and Charles Manson. And that is definitely scary fucking times. Like, real life is horror. It really is. You don't have to. We watch horror movies to get away from the realities of what we live every day. We watch any kind of movie to get out of the reality of the day. We play video games to get out of the reality of the day, right? So horror movies, they're a fun reality to get lost in. However, real life is super scary, especially with people like Charles Manson. Definitely. My Secret of Nymph was scary, but not a horror per se. Time to Run. No worries, Craze. Have a great day. I love you guts. The 80s were the best, and I say we had the best time in the 80s. Now, the title evolution of The People Under the Stairs was The People Under the Stairs, Fool's Hell Night. The title was shortened for marketing purposes only. The shortened title retained its enigmatic and sinister quality, which it really does. The People Under the Stairs, you see and think, is pretty scary in itself. Or beating cancer. Yeah, it is. Okay. I've had skin cancer. And it's not a good time. And I know many people who have been fighting cancer. So cancer is a very scary thing. Very scary. Craven's inspirations for such film. I'm going to tell you about the inspirations of such film. So Wes Craven is amazing and successful at creating an atmosphere of eeriness and spookiness. And he pulled from films by drawing inspiration from some of our classic horror films. Can you guys guess at some of the films that Craven was inspired by for the atmosphere? I want to see what you guys have to say. Is there any films that come to mind that that pull off this atmosphere of eerie and creepy and adults and children? When my mom went through a cancer scare, I just kept watching Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, it's really sad. May he rest in peace. Craven, he was great. He was an amazing director, definitely. I'm going to tell you, because you guys are going to be surprised, that some of the inspiration came from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Night of the Living Dead. These influences contributed to the movie's enduring sense of dread. He pulled inspiration from totally two different movies in a totally separate subgenre. You have Night of the Living Dead, which is a ghoul zombie film, all right? And then you have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is cannibal slasher film. And he was able to pull the eeriness from two of these films, that atmosphere, that sense of dread, and put it into Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs, which I think he pulled off great. Because it does. It leaves you do feel icky watching this film. You feel like that eerie creepiness. Oh, you can tell Night of the Living Dead all through the movie. That tension inside the house was more than what was, yeah, exactly, macabre. And the same with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not saying he pulled slasher vibes from it. He pulled the atmosphere, the sense of dread. Texas Chainsaw Massacre has such an intense sense of dread throughout the whole film, and especially in specific parts of the film. And he used that inspiration to put it into The People Under the Stairs, which I thought was pretty cool. Some of the notable auditions. Now, we were talking about Roach earlier. Guess who auditioned for the role of Roach? Now, Roach has a very tragic story in the film. Very tragic. And you do feel bad for Roach. I don't want to go into any more. I don't want to spoil any more for anybody if you haven't seen it. But Hilary Swank, of all people. Hilary Swank. Yeah. I mean, 1991, Hilary Swank wasn't as well known of an actress as she is nowadays, but she did audition for the role of Roach. Roach was not made for either male or female character. It was actually open-ended. Wes was just looking for the perfect candidate to fit it. Same thing with Fool. Fool could have gone female or male. It was open for a specific race, but not gender. So male or female could have played the role. It was just what actor or actress fit that role better. So I thought that was kind of crazy, Hilary Swank. There was a TV adaptation that was being developed for The People Under the Stairs by Wes Craven, but unfortunately, when he passed, it never got anywhere, and which was quite sad because I would have loved to seen a TV version of The People Under the Stairs. This is right before he actually passed away. They were developing it. They wasn't in production. They were developing it, and they could have brought this whole iconic story to a totally new generation if it was on a TV series. Yeah, a TV version would have been awesome. It would have been a TV series, and I think a whole new generation would have seen this film and be brought in a new light. Vestan and Zombie Mia, welcome to the crypt, guys. Thank you so much for the follows. I appreciate it. But yeah, that is, it's too bad. Maybe they'll make a TV adaptation. I'm not really sure. We'll see what happens with the remake with Jordan Peele. The tape recorder. Okay, listen to this. Here is a nod to Wes Craven's legacy in this film. And I want to see if you guys actually get to see it as well. So the tape recorder playing a skewed version of Now I Lay Thee Down to Sleep. It is a nod to Wes Craven's past work, including A Nightmare on Elm Street and The Last House on the Left. These connections add depth to the film and showcase the director's enduring influence on the horror genre. Did anybody else notice that? I noticed it when I was watching it. Actually, I noticed it the last time I was doing The People Under the Stairs. But when I rewatched it again, it was something that I actually wrote down, was the tape recorder playing a very skewed version of Now I Lay Thee Down to Sleep. So when you go and watch it, keep that in mind when you rewatch The People Under the Stairs. Now, there are mystery of names throughout the film. Yes, and we're going to get to the mommy and daddy. Throughout the entire movie, the man and woman who torment Fool are only referred to as mommy and daddy. Their real names are never revealed. However, when Alice attacks the woman, she yells for the man, calling him Eldon. The sign in front of their house reads Robeson Funeral Home, suggesting that his name is Eldon Robeson. In the credits, they are simply credited as man and woman, which they are. So if you watch the credits, go scroll through the credits and you can see that. They are a very creepy couple, creepy atmosphere, 100%. Oh, Mandy, thank you very much. I'll have to see if I can get Klepto to watch this. If it's early 90s, it's 1991. It's not gory. It's not bloody. It's good. I think Klepto might enjoy it. Tahi, just let him know that it's not gory. It's not like chop him up, rip intestines out kind of shit. My mom always told me not to watch The Last House on the Left as an adult. I still have never seen it. I have seen the original and the remake. Those films are very scary for me. Wes Craven is kick-ass at making unique things. He really is. And he is great at putting in things that are going on society-wise without shoving it in your face. You know what I mean? Definitely, Dahi, definitely. The People Under the Stairs is and this is where we're going to get wrapped up in the end of the whole People Under the Stairs. I'm going to eat me some pancakes here while we chat about horror for a little bit longer. But The People Under the Stairs is a horror film that goes beyond jump scares and gore. It delves into societal issues, challenges norms, and offers a unique perspective within the horror genre. With its rich history, thought-provoking themes, and unforgettable characters, it continues to captivate and terrify audience to this day, which is so very true. I really enjoyed The People Under the Stairs. I have seen it I probably about 10 times now because it's such a good, eerie, atmospheric film. And it does touch on so many bases, especially now. I don't think this film has aged poorly. I think the messages in this film are more important today than it was in the yesteryear of 1991. It was still an important message back then, but I think today it's even more important, especially with the climate of our world, whether it's political or just society in itself. And I think this movie plays a huge role in everybody's life. Not the movie itself, but the message that it's conveying. And if you, again, haven't seen it, please go and check it out. The Last House, the original was raw. Oh my God, was it ever raw. I hope you guys really enjoyed Coffee Chat of Horrors. I'm going to switch to my big scene. No, wait, I'm going to switch to my big scene and eat some pancakes. And we're just going to chat about some horror because we still have quite a bit of time to sit and chit chat. But Roth, The Last House on the Left, I remember seeing that. And there are scenes in that movie that I could not watch. And to this day, it's still very hard for me to watch. I watched the remake. And revenge films like The Last House on the Left, those are films that I find scary. They scare me. Strangers scares me. The movie Revenge, I Spit on Your Grave, because they portray acts that happen to women in our everyday life. And for me, That is scarier than Candyman, than any other horror movie out there. Because honestly, when I seen Candyman in 92, I couldn't use a bathroom that had a mirror in it. I had to cover it because of that. But to watch like The Last House on the Left or I Spit on Your Grave, those hit differently. I don't know if they hit differently for anybody else, but for myself, it definitely does. You cannot watch those movies at all. They're definitely quite scary. It's all good. I will be creating a shorter edited version of CCOH, People Under the Stairs. So if you don't want to watch the VOD of the long stream, there will be a shorter version. I will be putting it up on YouTube so you guys can get, and on my podcast, so you guys can get a more condensed version with less interference. I like having horror chat. I like getting out of focus and talking to you guys, because this is why I do this. I don't do this to not interact with you guys. I do this for one, education and horror, and two, I get to speak to people who are like-minded like me, who share the same passion. So I think it's pretty fucking amazing, and I love having the conversations. But I do know rewatching a 2-hour VOD can be daunting, so it will be condensed down. Exactly. It's very close to home, sort of stories, definitely. The original I Spit on Your Grave is still hard to watch. It really is, macabre. American Mary. Oh, I love American Mary. If you guys haven't seen the Soska Sisters' masterpiece, American Mary, you needs to go do it. Going to watch on Tubi. Right on, Petrobol. I hope you enjoy it. I'd love to hear, if you guys haven't seen the movie, The People Under the Stairs, I would love to hear your thoughts. And I would love to hear your thoughts on the movie after you watch it. Whether that's going to my Discord and type it in the horror section of the Discord there, where we can have conversations about horror movies, or you tell me the next time I'm live. We were feral kids yes, we were wrestling of feral kids of horror from 70s and 80s. They were amazing times. They really were. Hello, Cyrex. Of course, Botan. This is why I stream. I don't stream to make money. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's fucking nice to have, some spare cash. However, I don't stream for that. I stream for these connections, finding out how your day was, how your weekend was doing, sharing some good laugh moments by me playing video games, sharing, happy moments in, whatever it is in life, sharing some scary moments. Like, it's all about the connection for me. It's all about the chatting with people and making those connections that last. I don't look at everybody here as a viewer or a fan. I fucking hate those two words. I don't want fans. I want friends. I want people that I can associate with. I want people that I can chat with. I want people that I can hang out with, play video games, go and watch a movie with in Discord. I mean, I know you don't live close to me, so we can't go to the movies. But this is why I like doing these things. I'll definitely be checking it out. Nice. I love the chat, though. Me too. I like the chat. And I know I get off topic, and that's why I do a VOD, a shorter condensed version, because then you don't get all this, jibber jabber in between. Exciting nerd chats are so rare now. They really are. Everybody wants a fan. Everybody wants viewers, and everybody wants all this money. I want to make it huge in the content creation. Of course, everybody wants that, but you know what? We're losing the connection. We're losing the conversation, right? Only friends. Exactly, Cannibal. I hope you're having a good day. How are you doing? I can drive. You can, She Kratos. I'll go to the movies with you anytime. I'm starting like this one. Nice resting. Plus, without chat, we would be deprived of the wonders of, that we call regal knees. Definitely, 100% Dahi. Heavy's pancakes are always so good. But yeah, where the fuck did my Mr. Burritos? Oh, there he goes. Here's Chico. Chico's up next to me. He's like, "Hi, Mom. I want pancakes. I love pancakes." I know you do, Mr. Chico. I know you love the pancakes. You and your Freddy Krueger claws need to get cut today. Those claws need to get cut. But yeah, I really enjoy our just chatting days, which are Sundays and Tuesdays. Coffee Chat of Horrors will be coming back every Sunday come January 2024. It's going to give me enough time to do a bulk ton of research and information and movie watching, and I should be able to curate several shows for 2024 and 2023. You know what I mean? You got cookies and milk? Nice. There are some creepy movies coming out this winter. I'm always interested, She Kratos. I would love to see it as long as the weather isn't bad for us. You know what I mean? I don't want you traveling out here. Pancakes also. 'Tis the season for some apple cider. It really is. Oh, he will love my pancakes. He will. He's like, yeah, Mom, bring me those pancakes, bitch.
ReAnimateHer!
Where'd he go? Oh, there he goes. He's like... He's underneath right over here now. I enjoy the horror talk on Twitter as well, Reanimator. Thank you, Donnie. I know recently I put a post out apologizing for all of the horror talk on Twitter because I know there are people there that follow me for gaming, but I'm very passionate about horror, and I made this post on Twitter. Do you feel that Jason Voorhees is a victim? And I left it an open conversation piece on Twitter. It went crazy. And so I reply to everybody. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those creators that if you tweet to me or you comment, I don't comment back. I comment on all of my YouTube, my Instagram, my TikToks, Twitter, anywhere that there's a social media that I can talk to. I reply. I don't ignore messages. I actually reply to people. I like their comments because you guys take the time to chat with me or make that comment. I take the time to respond to you. I don't care how big you are. You make that time. These people took the time out of their day to comment on something. I don't give a fuck if you're 3 million deep. Take the time to actually respond to people. You know, people will take that with them. You know, make someone feel like they mean something to you instead of a $sign or a number. I appreciate that, Donnie. Hi, Speedy darling. How are you? That is an interesting question, and I will be Lament Butterfly, my other beautiful queen of horror and my fellow Friday the 13th lover. Me and her are going to be sitting down on Coffin Chat one of these nights, and we are going to be speaking about our theory and thesis on Friday the 13th, because I have so much to unwrap in that franchise from start to finish that I can't just do it all in a fucking tweet. You know what I mean? And Lament and I, we've talked hours about Friday the 13th, and I think we have some really good insight and theories and thesis on the matter that we can actually share it with the masses. You know, I don't miss Twitter. That's good, Macabre. I don't have negative shit on my Twitter, so I am glad I curated my Twitter the way I curated it. I must have missed that one. I can only imagine the direction that it went. Oh, yeah. I can verify raw replies to everybody. I do, Speedy, because I think each of you as a fucking person, because that is what you are. You are a person. You're not some number. You're not some follower. You're not some fan. You're not some viewer. You are a human being who took the time to actually respond to something that I fucking threw out on Twitter or Instagram. You deserve that time in return. So I always try to respond. Sometimes people will question things that I don't want to get into that kind of topic in public, especially if it's a controversial topic or if it's political, because I don't do that shit on my socials because it feeds you into another algorithm. It's not that I don't speak politics, because I do in private areas. However, not on my socials, because algorithm is an evil whore. And the minute you like something or see something, it drags that shit into it. That is why my Twitter is curated with just horror and horror games. That's it. I don't have drama. I have no politics. I have nothing on there. It took me 2 years to curate my Twitter feed to the way I want it. That's why I don't understand why everybody leaves Twitter and is all upset, because I don't see what you're seeing, because I don't like, I don't repost, I don't tweet, I don't talk about that shit on Twitter. My mental health on social media is very healthy. I'd love to be there for that. I will let you know when it happens, Botan. Lament, unfortunately, a few weeks ago had a really bad accident, and she broke her face. So we're waiting till she's better physically and emotionally and mentally before we go and deep dive into, hi Running Bear, into Friday the 13th, our theories and our thoughts. We all know Serial's theory on Jason. Yes, Serial can go fuck himself. I never understood Twitter. It was like watching a Neanderthal Kratos attempt to computer. So Twitter is mainly statuses. That's really about it. Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky, but I don't do anything on it. I'm just done with all these wannabe fucking social sites. I don't have time for all of them. So I curate my social media for my mental health. I don't follow certain types of people. I mute numerous words. So if anybody ever wants to know how I curated my Twitter, that is how I did it. I only follow people within the horror community or gaming devs. I mute all words that I don't want on my feed, and it works. I also hit the 3 little dots, and I do not want to see this. I do not want to see this. I also mute motherfuckers. I may not be following them, but I mute them because my friends like their shit or tweet their shit or retweet it. Nope, mute, get rid of that motherfucker. I'm boring as fuck. That makes sense how I didn't vibe with Twitter then. I don't think you're boring as fuck, she Kratos. Is she going on about the Deadite? He's not a Deadite monkey, and I know you do that just to rile me up. Dead by Dawn. Evil Dead 2. But, yeah. Be mindful of your social media and your mental health on your social media. The bot is on. So... Oh, that's why, because you spelt it wrong. Haha. I do love hanging out with authors on BS. It's really got me back into writing. That's great. That is awesome that it got you back into writing. For myself, like I said, I still love I love Twitter. It's because I curated it so well that it's one of my favorite platforms that I do speak upon. And it's just because I have so many filmmakers and actresses and actors that I talk with on the daily on Twitter, and the horror community as a whole, the Mutant Fam, the Last Drive-In. I have way too many friends on Twitter that I've curated to see their shit on my feed to leave it. I don't have social media notifications pushed to my phone. Oh, God, Cyrex, neither do I. The only ones that I do is Discord, right? I don't get notifications about Twitter unless it's someone I turn notifications on for. Example, Cataly, Klepto. There are a few people that I turn their notifications on so that when they post, I get notified because I don't see them come up in my news feed because of the algorithm. I consider Discord social. It is a social media platform. It's definitely a social media platform because you guys can text and all that other happy horse shit. Same thing with Facebook. I have no Facebook notifications on. I don't even have the messenger on my phone to tell me that I have a message. I won't know that I have a message on Facebook until I actually open that motherfucker up. You don't have a mobile phone anymore. Good for you, Reaper. I consider all of them social media platforms. All of them. Slasher, Discord, Gilded, Facebook, Twitter. Because you're interacting socially with people. Social media. That's how I look at what Discord is. Because technically Discord isn't private unless you lock it down and don't invite anybody. Right? But mine is not. Mine is wide open, and anyone is welcome to join it. We do movie nights. We're going to be watching When Evil Lurks, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, Thursday night in the Discord. If you are in the Discord and do not have the movie role, please ask. And if you're not in the Discord and want to join the Discord, all you have to do is ! Discord in any of the chats, and it'll pop it up for you. Running Bear, the Spawn is doing good. She's doing good. I think she actually messaged me here, and I haven't had a chance to respond to her. But yeah, social media in itself can be a nightmare. I don't like notifications. I always feel apps and companies are demanding my time. They are, because they make money off of you. I like to choose when I give my time and not feel like I need to look at something because of notification. I'm 100% with you, Cyrex. The whole point of social media is to keep you on their platform so they can make money. They sell your time. Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. They sell your time to advertisers. Twitch. Their main goal is to keep you on that platform for as long as they possibly can so they can make money off of you. That's it. If you guys haven't watched the Social Media Project, I'm going to highly recommend it. I mute a lot of my social apps, Riggs. I don't get notifications. Like I said, I only get notifications for Discord and only certain channels in Discord, as well as Twitter. There are a few people that I have notifications turned on for. Other than that, I don't get anything else. Good morning, Basement. How are you? Yeah, I don't have my notifications on for anything. Not everyday replies. I check my Twitter during the week. Usually Saturdays and Sundays, I'm not on social media. And I should rephrase that. On Saturdays and Sundays, I'm not on a lot of things like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And I say that because usually the weekends are social media platform like those free. I'll post my going live for Saturday, and if I'm live on a Sunday, I will post that as well, but I'm not on there having conversations. I'm not on there doing much of anything. I am, however, in my Discord hanging out with people Saturday and Sunday. So my Saturdays and Sundays, I do take my breaks from social media. Facebook as well. Heavy's doing good, Running Bear. I will tell her you said hi. But I think taking social media breaks is very important. I have a lot of time I use on social. I do use it for work. So I don't use it for my main job, my primary job. However, I do utilize it for my content creation job. So I am on social media Monday through Friday. I am not on it after usually 8 o'clock unless it's a scheduled tweet or a scheduled post on Facebook. So I'm usually on first thing in the morning right before work. And then I'll do a couple around the afternoon time, and then I'll retweet some of my stuff at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But I will do quite a few scheduled tweets and scheduled posts. But yeah, I have limitations. Like I have limits because you do need to have your own peace of mind and be away from the computer and away from your cell phone because there's a beautiful outside. Even though it's cold here, there is so much in the world that we miss because our faces are buried in our phones or our computers, which is a horror in itself. We have a whole new term for zombies. Yeah, same, Cyrex. Usually I spend that on Marketplace. It depends. Sometimes I scroll through TikTok before in the morning. There's people out there though. There is She Kratos, but some of them are actually pretty fucking cool, like yourself. I'm trying to push myself to talk more in chats. This is one of the few chats I even talk in anymore. I just lost interest in most streams at the moment. Well, Reaper, that sucks, but I am glad you're talking in here. I hope to curate my live streams to be more of a connection base than just a watch. Do you know what I mean? There are people who don't even answer their chat. For me, it's the whole other thing. I love answering the chat. When I'm gaming, it's a little hard, but I always take the time to stop and read what's going on in chat. Do you have people that are not so nice to you or others? Yeah. In life, of course. I have quite a few people that don't like me. Quite a few people. I have quite a few people that don't like me and never met me. They just heard shit about me that was false, and they don't like me on that. And I'm fine with that. I don't waste my time or energy or explaining myself to anyone. If people in real life or social media love to listen to the whispers in the shadows, then let them. There's nothing you can say or do that will change their mind. Hi, John. I'm doing good. We're eating some pancakes. We just got done doing Coffee Chat of Horrors, The People Under the Stairs. If you are wanting to watch the VOD, I will be making a condensed version of this after stream today. So you'll be able to check it out on my YouTube channel. Because this is like a 2-hour long video or whatever, and I don't expect people to sit through it. It'll also be up on my It'll also be up on my podcast. I'm usually lurking lately because I'm either working or unpacking or working on my house, but you always end up getting me typing. Well, that's great, Cyrex. And I understand we're all busy mofos. Have a good one, Steve. Thank you for being here. Trolling bitches need them stitches. I feel like you'd kick those people's asses, though. I would. I love People Under the Stairs. It's me too, John. It's a really good film. The thing is, Ra, I have been on these platforms a long time, just like you. I will bounce back. Maybe this is the start. Maybe it is Reaper. Maybe it is. I do go into people's streams and I chat when I get the notifications that they're live. They are very delicious. Heavy's pancakes are good, hot and cold. I had a phase like that too. I came back for Ra and cereal, and we love you for that, She Kratos, and we are grateful and thankful for that. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome that we have made a community on any platform that we can sit and chit chat and just connect. I think that's the most important thing, is the connection, especially in today's society where we're just go, go, go. Some of us work 2-3 jobs. We don't have time for socialization. Humans are naturally social, even though some of us, like myself, are introverts and I'm a hermit. I prefer to be at home. However, I do enjoy a good conversation. I really do. And streaming has helped me be the introvert but socialite that I want to be without actually leaving my fucking house. I think it's amazing. I don't have to leave my house. I can meet some awesome, amazing, interesting people right here, make those connections, be friends with them, and just have a good time. Play video games with some, have chatting discussions with others. I seen this post on Twitter. I didn't respond to it because I just didn't have anything to say to it. I am similar to you, but I am not interesting enough to stream. I think everybody has something interesting about them. I don't think there is one person out there that is not interesting in their own way. She likes us. She really likes us. It's like Mikey from the Life commercial from back in the day. That is cool. And I will never leave Raw. Plus, she inherited me from Cranky. That I did. And I will have to say, I know I said it earlier, but I will have to say thank you to Reaper 1923. He is my partner in crime. You see these beautiful pieces of artwork that you see on Coffee Chat of Horrors. If you're on TikTok, you still see it under me. But if you watch CCOH today, the imagery that you see, that is all created by the one and only Reaper 1923. He is my partner in crime with Coffee Chat of Horrors. All my socialize is done on Discord and Twitch. I get that, Resting. I get that. So my socialization is, thank you very much for that shout out for Reaper 1923. And I get that. My socialization comes in with Discord, whatever platform I'm running on, whether it's Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. That's my socialization. I really have no interest in the outside world besides nature herself. So that's my only real, But I do like making those connections. Oof. Regal knees. Definitely regal knees. Definitely. We're so lucky we inherited all those custom wallpapers. Exactly. Reaper does. Reaper puts in custom wallpapers for your computer and your cell phone in the Discord. If you just scroll through, you'll be able to see them. Also, Reaper does a gaming magazine that he throws in the Discord as well. You can, if you're in the Discord and you ever want to check out Reaper's gaming mag, it is in there. Where it's under fun stuff. It's the top one called Gaming Mag. But yeah, you can check it out. He's been writing them and popping them in the Discord. Definitely. Definitely. I love the Reaper Report. The Reaper Report has been retired though. However, we still have it in the Discord. So you still are able to take a look at the previous or gaming wrestling. I do agree with you. I know Reaper from other streamers. Yeah, so I met Reaper 1923 back in the day on a platform called Beam, where our loved friend, Cranky Canuck, who passed away several years ago, we were introduced in Cranky's stream. And I've known Reaper for 7 years. I met him in on Beam, which then turned to Mixer. And then Mixer closed down. We went into Twitch, and you should know Anti-Tinkerbell, Luna, Beam Pro, baby. Yup. I seen one of the movies apps. They have the colored 1968 Night of the Living Dead. Nice. I just seen on Facebook there is a Smile 2. Yes, there is. Smile 2 is coming in 2024. Too many female cosplayers? There's a lot of men cosplayers out there, Monkey. Yeah, Beam was the shit. I will tell you that. There is no platform that used to be that was like Mixer.
ReAnimateHer.
Oh, nice, Reaper. I think that might be cool. That might be something I might be interested in. Anti-Tinkerbell, Miss Baby Doll. Exactly, Resting. Exactly. Ra, I got a question for you. Is Freddy Krueger, before he became the Dream Demon, do you think he was an innocent man? No, he was not wrongfully killed. He murdered children, Donnie. There are very few villains in the slasher genre that were just evil people, where there's only a couple that are actually victims. Freddy Krueger's original story, he murdered children. Before he became the Dream Demon, those parents got revenge. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right, but when you thought he didn't do it? Oh no, he definitely did. He definitely did. And in the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, they bring in his other shit, and I don't like to talk about that. But in the original chapters of Friday the 13th, he was a child killer. Yeah, Roth, and I haven't seen the remake. I refuse to watch it. Do you follow any Canadian horror Canadian streamers? I do, Wrestling. I do have a few over on Twitch and on YouTube that I follow. Cropsy, definitely JJ. The Nightmare on Elm Street TV show talks a lot about the court case. I haven't seen the remake. I won't be seeing the remake. I will be working with Miss Baby Doll on something in the future, and also another project. Nice, Reaper. That name sounds familiar. I think I just met them, Resting. I think I just met them. I want to say maybe a week ago or so on, I want to say Kick. That's what I want to say. I have it and started it, but hated it, the acting, and never finished it. I have it in my collection because I have a big collection of Nightmare on Elm Street because I do love Freddy Krueger. I don't love what he did, but I do love the films. Freddy Krueger is not an innocent man, nor was he ever innocent. He was a child killer, plain and simple. A child killer. And unlike, Jason Voorhees, he was a victim. Leatherface, a victim. Ghostface, a victim of society and mental health. Whereas Michael Myers, not a victim. He was pure evil. Pure evil. Freddy Krueger, he got what he deserved. Do I agree? Two rights make a wrong? No, two wrongs don't make a right, I should say. What the parents did to Freddy Krueger was wrong, which ended up causing a whole new thing. But, vengeance, right? I learned that Robin Englund didn't want to play a role of that type of person, and they had to, well, it's not that, Donnie. So when the screenwrite was written, before they had actors to play the role, when the screenwrite was written, Wes Craven, at the time that he was writing Nightmare on Elm Street, there was a child murderer on the loose, as well as the other thing, which I'm not going to say. Anyways, there was, he did not want his story to represent that person in that time. So he rewrote the script. So this is before Robert Englund was an actor. This is before anything. So you have your original screenwrite, which is when Wes Craven and the writers wrote all of this shit in, and he was inspired and created. But at the same time, there was this monster running around committing these violent crimes on children. And he did not want his movie to be associated with that, or to be a remembrance of that person and their crimes. So he changed the storyline. It's still written. Like, if you ever see the original screenwrite, you can still see it in there. However, it was rewritten. And then, of course, when Robert Englund was casted to play it, it came up. And yeah, he was very grateful to not want to do that, because he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to be associated with it. I learned Queen. I can talk about Leatherface all day. I have the comic books and that poor soul, Botan. I can talk about Leatherface as well. He is my second favorite in the franchise. I love him. And I'm glad you can talk about it for hours because I can too. Hey, Neo, kind of like most horror films, some make a DVD cut on collection. I have all the Halloween on DVD except Rob version and Halloween Ends. That's a dumpster fire. I have Rob Zombie's Halloweens because I enjoyed them. If they come into a collector's set, I collect them. I got you on in my office and my fiance is in the bedroom watching the newer Insidious. Oh, nice. I enjoyed the new Insidious. What is going on in this household? Fun horror stuff. That's what's going on. All right. It's that time. I've got ghost hunting to do at 1 o'clock today. But it is about that time, guys. I want to say no, Mr. Chico. I want to say thank you so very much for coming over here and hanging out with us on your Sunday morning. It is closing time. The crypt doors and the morgue are going to close down and let the dead sleep for a little bit. But I will be ghost hunting in the Discord. So if anybody wants to join us, we'll be out in there playing Ghost Exorcism Inc. Kind of like I have TCM. I have all of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well as Child's Play. Good luck with the ghost hunting. Thank you very much, Running Bear. I appreciate it. I do want to say huge thank you to each and every one of you for showing up today, coming out, asking questions, having chats with us. I greatly appreciate your time. Should I get Ghost Inc.? I love the game, Kratos. It is a PC game, Ghost Exorcism Inc. I love the game. You have a nice day as well, Basement. Donnie, thank you. You have an awesome day. Thank you, guys. Devil Dog, Blood and Bruise, Carlos, Ben Grimm, Petro Bull, JJ, Steve, Dewey, Zach, Chris. I'm just going up here. Joshua, Stewart, Gen X, Monkey, Bat Boy. Thank you guys for watching on the red side of things. I appreciate you, and I appreciate those super chats and super stickers. Thank you very, very much. And the resubs. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you very much, Dahi. I appreciate that. What is that game? I'll tell you in just 1 second. I just want to say thank you to some people for coming out and hanging out with us. Ressing, Mr. Strange, Dead Mom, John of the Dead, thank you so very much for popping by on the green side of things and hanging out with us. I appreciate it very, very much. Running Bear, Dr. Bacon and Beer, and Ben, thank you for popping in on the, TikTok side of things. And on my Twitch here, thank you so very much. Donnie, She Kratos, Reaper, Regal, Basement Cat, Botan, I'm just still scrolling up. Neo, Dr. Bacon and Beer, Macabre, Roth, Monkey Van Mowerton, She Kratos. Let's see who else is up in here. Cyrex, and so many names. Thank you guys so very much for coming in and hanging out with me on your Sunday morning. I do really hope you enjoyed Coffee Chat of Horrors, the People Under the Stairs Deep Dive Edition. There will be a shorter version up on my podcast later this week, as well as on YouTube, a shorter version of this video. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for throwing your money at me as well, Wrestling. We have you on the sub coffin, Botan, as well as you. Thank you so very much for sacrificing both Wrestling and Botan to the Horde. Thank you so very much. And over on the YouTube, thank you, Zach and Devil Dog. I appreciate it. Oh, my Lord. Speedy Misha coming in and sacrificing 5 souls in the Horde. Thank you so very, very, very much. Mwah, I greatly appreciate it, Speedy. So, Basement Cat, Ghost Exorcism Inc. is a ghost hunting game. No, it's not like Phasmophobia. It's better. But it's a fun game. It's on PC. Nearly forgot there are wallpapers in Ra's Discord for this show. Enjoy. Thank you. Needed to update your sub goal. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Speedy, for the support that you give me. Not just financially, but being here physically and every single platform that I'm on. Thank you very, very, very much for doing so. I appreciate you guys. Definitely check it out. I'll be playing it today in Discord. I'll be streaming it in Discord. So if you want to check it out, see what it's all about, you can. Have an amazing day, guys. I will see you Monday night for Dead Island 2. Yes, I'm doing Dead Island 2, the new DLC. So thank you guys for being here. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday. And I will slash yous all later. Thank you again. Mwah. Bye.